What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a brand new review for Power Book 4, you guys. It is 4, right? 4, season 2, episode number 6, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into this review, you guys, if you guys are watching this review and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss Power Book 4 Force, shall we? All right, guys, so this episode, I'm going to start up with Claudia, and then I think most of this episode dealt with Claudia, Victor, and CBI. So Claudia, we see Claudia. So Claudia is down at the morgue and pretending to be distraught about the fact that her father is no longer among the living, right? But then when the people left out, we saw the real Claudia, right? So then we saw Victor, right? So we see Vic, and actually, no, scratch that. We saw the fact that his eye was blew out. I was like, damn, Victor, you really just, okay, Vic. So she told Walter's deceased body that it didn't have to be this way, that all she just really wanted from him was acceptance. We know that, right? So then we see Vic. So Vic is over with Stacy and he's signing his deal, right? So Stacy tells him that she owns him in a sense, right? And that he's available to her 24/7, basically. And that if he lies to her, that this deal is over, right? And she's letting him know, I don't want your sister. I want Miguel and I want Tommy. Those are her main go-tos, is Miguel and Tommy, right? So she also tells him that she wants, Tommy's phone number. She wants all the intel when it comes down to Tommy. And she tells him that she's going to be his direct point of contact, right? And I was like, okay, girl, I mean, you're doing a lot. Like, you are doing a whole hell of a lot. But am I upset with her for it? Not really, but I'm like, I do think she's doing a lot. And I don't think that, the things that Stacy is doing, I don't see them working out the way that she wants them to. It's just my personal opinion. So then we see Victor, he's talking to Claudia, right? So, they're talking to the attorney, and the attorney is essentially letting them know that with their dad, he was losing money. So there's not a lot of money there to divvy up, but whatever is left, the house, the little bit of money that is left, everything goes straight to Victor. Claudia gets nothing in this deal. I was like, damn, that's fucked up, girl. And so, Claudia was trying to talk to Victor, trying to work things out with Victor. And he was like, everything that I'm getting right here, right now, is reparations for you trying to take me out. And she was like, that wasn't me. It was Brendan. He was like, girl, I know it was you. And he says, and also what I'm going to do is I'm going to go work with Tommy and Diamond, and I'm going to be moving powder, right? And so she was like, what the hell? And he said, oh, she's like, Tommy's going to take me out. He's like, oh, yeah. And about that, I'm taking your security away from you. I was like, ooh, good luck with that one, girlfriend. Like, good luck with that one. So we then see Claudia. So Claudia went to go talk to Merkovich, right? And she's telling Merkovich that, her brother is currently working with Tommy and CBI. So she asked Merkovich for protection, and they granted her protection from Tommy. I was like, that was a little too easy, Claudia. You don't think that there something is a catch with that? But Claudia walked out and she feels protected, right? So then we later in the episode see Claudia. So Claudia has this girl that's in her apartment. So it's a girl that Claudia had a crush on years ago, right? And so her friend, actually, didn't we see this girl last season? I felt like we saw this girl last season. I feel like we did. So her friend told her to go get dressed because they getting ready to go out to the club, right? And it's an exclusive strip club that they can go to, right? So we see them, and Claudia and the girl, they look really good going to the strip club. Claudia looked good with that blonde ponytail, right? So they get to the strip club, and when they got in the strip club, it is very exclusive, right? But then you notice that it's a strip club full of men and women. So I don't know if these are sexually fluid people or what. So one girl was giving Claudia's homegirl a lap dance. She told Claudia, I want you to sit and watch, right? So the girl then, she got a tablet, a pill, put it in her mouth, and that was that. And so Claudia was interested, right? And so from there we saw Claudia. So Claudia was asking her like, where you getting the drugs from? And the girl told her they getting it from such and such, and the clients can't bring it in there, right? So Claudia went to go make a deal with Jannard, and Jannard was like, I tried to make a deal with you previously, and you told me you was good. So guess what? Turnabout is fair play, right? So that's what happened with that. So then after that scene, we see Claudia and old girl. So they were once again talking. They were about to get hot and heavy, but Claudia was like, you know what? She wants to put the brakes on things and go slow. I was like, okay, I'm feeling it, right? So then after that, we see Stacy. So Stacy was talking to Victor, and she asked him like, what do you have for me? So he told her that his guys were following Claudia, and that Claudia is now working with the Serbs, right? And Stacy was like, I don't give a fuck about that. What do you have for Tommy? Do you got Tommy's phone number? And it was in this moment that I realized Victor doesn't really want to give up Tommy. Victor is doing this to basically protect himself. So what we'll do right here is we'll pause here, and we're going to move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, we'll talk about Maria. So we see Maria. Well, actually, we don't see Maria in the first part. So Maria texts Tommy to, go with her to pick out a car, right? And so Diamond came by the crib to show Tommy that, Walter Flynn has been taken out. And, Tommy's like, no way. Like, I wonder who did it. And, they're like, he got so many enemies, right? So at this point, Tommy and Diamond are talking about Victor's territory, right? And they're wondering, they want the territory, so to speak, right? And so Diamond is like, we need to like vet this out before we do anything. And Tommy was like, if Vic has control of it, Vic will come to me. And I was like, I'm glad you think that, but I would also be cautiously optimistic if Victor came to me with anything after his father's untimely demise, right? So we then see Jannard. So Jannard went to go see Shanti, right? And she asked him where has he been, and he is still tweaking, right? And I think she figured it out, but she didn't say anything to him. So he was like he wanted to see her later, right? And he wanted to have sex with her right then, but she said nah later, and she left, right? So then when she left out of the office, she had this golden necklace with 2 boxing gloves on it, right? Jannard stole it. I was like, wow, we down that bad, dude, that we stealing from our girlfriend for some drugs? Yeah, I don't know about Jannard, you guys. I say it every week, but it really does get worse and worse when it comes to Jannard, because the things that Jannard is doing, it's horrible, you guys. It is horrible. Let me know what you guys think. I know we'll get to it a little bit later in the review, but right now, even when we get to it in the review, I just don't think that Jannard is going to make it, so to speak, right? So we see Tommy and Maria. So they did go look for a car, right? Maria did find a car that she liked, and she also, in the process of this, got a text message from Dr. Kendall, right? And Dr. Kendall told her that he's in a hospital and that he got attacked. So after that, we see Diamond. So Diamond went to go see Merkovich, right? He wanted to pay off Jannard's debt. And Merkovich is like, absolutely not. It's interest on that. And you guys know, he still wants those projects, right? So he doesn't care. I don't even think he cares about the money. I think Merkovich more so cares about the territory. He wants the projects, right? So Diamond told him no deal on the projects, right? So he says he wants the projects, or else Jannard is a done deal, right? So then we see Maria. So Maria went to go see Dr. Kendall, right? So Dr. Kendall described who attacked him, But she asked him, did he recognize him? And he says no, that he did not recognize the people who attacked him. I was like, so you don't know it was her brother? Well, let's pause here. All right, you guys. So, after that, we saw Tommy. So Tommy met up with Victor, right? And he asked Victor who took Walter out. So he told him that it was me that took my father out, right? So then he asked about his territory. So Victor said that it's mine and that you can have it if I can come work with you at CBI, right? And Tommy asked him, so what's in it for you? And Victor says he wants to move Powder, and with doing that, he wants to go 50-50 with them, right? And I was like, Tommy, I just don't, you don't see anything off about this? Like nothing. But okay. So, Tommy was like, the last time, anytime I try to work with a Flynn, it always backfires. I'm like, and it's going to backfire this time, right? Again, like I said earlier, I don't necessarily believe that Victor wants to go against Tommy. I think his hands are sort of tied, right? So Victor asked Tommy what would he do about Claudia, right? And Tommy's like, I'm gonna make Claudia suffer. And I was like, I'm cool with that. So then JP, you guys, we see JP, and JP is drowning his sorrows because he's in his feelings about the situation with D-Mac. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you and Tommy came up with that plan about D-Mac, so why are you in your feelings? And then he's talking about Kate, and he hasn't heard from Kate. And Tommy was like, consider that a blessing. And he was like, that's our mother. And Tommy said, then that was my childhood. Like, we saw last week's episode that Kate, done got back in the bottle, right? So I was just like, Kate, and Tommy told him, Kate will reappear when she's ready, right? So, moving over to Diamond went over to Jannard's crib, right? And Jannard was high out of his mind, right? So Diamond told Jannard, like, you need to get your shit together, right? Like, you want me to go I'm supposed to talk to Tommy about this. Like, how can I talk to Tommy when you are tweaking like you are, right? So get your shit together. So he also got a text message from Leon saying he was on his way. Now, I didn't know who Leon was in the moment, but Leon is a young boy that he's teaching how to box, right? So we didn't see Maria. So Maria went to talk to Miguel, and you guys know Miguel needs his insulin, right? So he was, with the trembles, right? And so she asked him, did you attack Dr. Kendall? He said he was doing what needed to be done. And she was like, well, did you think about my career? And when I tell you guys that he diminished out of her career, like he said, your career is basically telling her career is bullshit, right? So he asked her for the medicine, and she put it on the table, and she said, you do it. So she was getting ready to walk out, and Abuela was there, right? Abuela grabbed her by the arm and said, help him. And Maria looked at her and said, bitch, that's your problem. You go help him. I was like, ooh, we just been disobedient to Abuela. Okay. So after that, where are we at, you guys? So next up, Diamond. Diamond went to go find Shanti, right? So, she was at the gym. Actually, they were at the gym together because he was working out with Leon, right? So he was talking to Shanti, telling Shanti about, how Jannard is on that shit, right? And Shanti knew that. So he was telling her, like, hey, I want to bring him back into CBI, but I need him to be clean for me to talk to Tommy, and so that Tommy will, be okay with bringing him in. So Shanti was like, well, if you bring him in, she said she'll get him clean, right? She can get him clean, but you need to tell Tommy that if he lets Jannard come back into CBI, that he has me and he has, I think she said Grapevine Park or something like that. I believe that's what she said he has. Garfield Park. My bad, you guys. He has Garfield Park. So after that, we see Diamond. So Diamond was talking to Leon and his mom. Now, Leon's mama, baby sis, was flirting heavily with Mr. Diamond. I was like, girl, you want to get some of that Diamond dick, huh? Because baby sis was ready to go. Sis was ready. And then his daddy came in. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, you guys. So, I am so sorry, you guys. So I'm doing this video, and the news is on, you guys, and the attack in Israel is just devastating, you guys, because they just showed on the television screen some lifeless bodies with the sheets, and they're just literally in the streets. Oh wow, that is terrible. Prayers up to those people. Oh my God. So back to the show, you guys. Sorry, so sorry, you guys. It just kind of caught me off guard. But back to the show. So yeah, Leon's mama flirting like hell with Diamond. His daddy came in. Baby daddy was pissed, like, who the fuck is this nigga? Nigga, get your ass out of my damn place. So Diamond left. And when Diamond left, he was going off on the mama. So after that, we see Tommy. So Tommy is telling Diamond about the deal with Victor. And Diamond is not too sure about doing business with the Flynn's. And I was like, you would be correct. I would not do business with Vic. And again, like I said earlier, I don't necessarily believe that Victor wants to turn against them. I really think it's just this deal that he has that's forcing him to do it, right? So Tommy tells Diamond, like, if he tries any slick shit, it's a done deal for him, right? So then Diamond told Tommy about wanting to bring Jannard back in, and Tommy was like, fuck no. Jannard tried to take me and you out, so absolutely not. So then he told him about the deal with Shanti, right? And Tommy was like, why didn't you leave with that in the first place? So Tommy told him, like, if he makes one false move, then I'm canceling Christmas for him, basically, right? So he also told Tommy that he tried to pay off his debt with Merkovich, but it was no deal, right? He did pay off Miguel, but Merkovich is a different situation. So Tommy said, you know what? I'll go and holler at Merkovich, right? Let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. So we next see Shanti. So Shanti went to go see Jannard, right? Still hiding, draft pussy, right? And she, got into that nigga's ass, right? Talking about, you stole my necklace for this shit. And then he was like, I ain't steal your cheap ass necklace. I was like, oh wow. It must not have been that cheap that you were able to score some drugs. So put some respect on sis's necklace, right? So she told him, like, I need you to get fucking clean because Diamond wants to bring you back into CBI. And so when she said that, I was like, you know what? I think Ms. Shanti got ulterior motives, and we'll talk about Miss Shanti in a little bit, right? So Tommy went to go see. So actually, we seen Tommy and Victor. So I guess the night before they had moved some drugs, right, at a certain club. So at that point, Vic wants to get back out on the streets, and Tommy's like, yeah, we can't do that because I need to talk to the Serbs first. So Tommy left, and when he left, Victor noticed that one of the policemen were watching them. He went up to him like, are you trying to get me unlived? Because what if Tommy had saw you, right? So, Tommy tried to call Maria. Maria wasn't answering the phone. And so he's gonna go, try to figure out what's going on with her, as well as talk to the Serbs. So Leon's daddy ain't shit, right? Leon's daddy is no better than the little dudes who been robbing him, taking his shit, right? Because his daddy talking about he ain't raising no F word and these niggas gonna keep stealing your shit. I was like, is this really how you talk to your child? Like, the way that man was talking to Leon was just atrocious. I was like, Leon, just punch this nigga smack dead in his nose. Punch this nigga. Whoop this nigga's ass. Yes, he may be bigger than you, but you beat the brakes off this nigga. I don't care if he is your daddy. And Diamond was watching from the car, right? So we see Tommy. So Tommy was stuffing his face while talking to Merkovich, right? And so Tommy is talking about the border, take the territory that Merkovich is in. Merkovich is saying absolutely no deal, right? And Tommy's like, it's not like we do the same thing. We sell powder. You don't. And Merkovich is like, Tommy, don't come up on my territory. Tommy says, stop us. I was like, ooh, I think that might be the famous last words, Tommy. So we see Leon's daddy. This nigga's at work getting high as hell. I was like, on the job? Very interesting, right? While he was getting high, baby Diamond came up and choked that nigga out and told him to leave Leon and his mama alone because he was like, you don't like your son or his mama because the girl that gave him the drugs, he was flirting with her, wanted to have sex with her. I was like, oh yeah, you definitely ain't shit, sir. You definitely ain't shit. So we then see Tommy and Jannard, right? So they met, right? And was it Tommy and Jannard? I think it was. So they met up. He told him, oh yeah, it was. So Jannard told Tommy, like, you know what? I see your hustle, and he respects it, right? So I think Tommy was a little apprehensive, a little leery to Jannard, because if you looked at his face, it didn't look like he was buying it 100%, but he is on board with Jannard coming back, right? So then we saw Tommy. So Tommy went to go see Maria, and she's telling him about Miguel breaking Dr. Kendall's hands, right? And so she's worried that if Miguel found out about she and Tommy, that something similar will happen to Tommy. And Tommy's like, don't worry about that, basically, right? So then he got a phone call, and Tommy had to leave, right?
I found this on the web.
One talking to you. So after that, we see the Serbs, right? After that, you guys, we see Big Smurf, right? So we're at the projects, and so the Serbs pulled up, baby. When the Serbs pulled up, they just started blasting, and they had guns, bazooka, Uzis, and they destroyed those projects, you guys. They destroyed the hell out of those projects and unlived a lot of people. Big Smurf, nigga, you ain't shit. Did y'all see when Big Smurf? So it was one dude who was sitting on the car, had some headphones on. Big Smurf used that nigga as a human shield, and they still blew up the project. That he ran in. He got shot. He ran in, and they blew it up, but Big Smurf ducked down. So we see all the people, some of the people who got, burned badly at the projects, they're at the hospital. So Maria saw Big Smurf, and she asked him where was Tommy, because she's worried about Tommy and the fact that if Tommy got caught in there, right? So she went to check on Tommy, and she finds out that Tommy was not, he was not a part of that, and she was just worried about it. And then she told Tommy that she wants him. I was like, oh shit. So they had sex with each other. So after that, we see Shanti, right? Shanti has other plans when it comes to Jannard getting back in the CBI. I think Shanti wants to infiltrate CBI, gain the trust of Tommy and Diamond, but then flip the script on Tommy and Diamond. I was like, I don't think y'all gonna be able to do that. Tommy is too smart for that, and I do believe that Diamond is too. So I don't think y'all gonna be able to get one over on them. Yes, y'all are going back into CBI, but I don't believe that Tommy and Diamond are going to forget the things that Jannard has done to them. Good luck with that, Shanti. I think you writing your own death certificate, sis. I will tell you that, right? So, the end of the episode, Tommy. I don't know if bro man was high or what, but he saw that bitch Holly, right? And she was telling Tommy he's gonna hurt Maria. He's saying he doesn't want to hurt Maria because he thinks he's in love with her. I was like, well, damn. That was quick. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Power Book 4. You guys, I think that's right? So we're on episode 6, you guys. So I think we have, 4 more episodes left to go? But like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. And share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.